that I am just so moved by how well this organization is running when we are in this interim period without a minister. And I just want to acknowledge, I mean, there's so much work being done by so many people, and it really has been seamless. And I just want to acknowledge all of those of you who are in sacred service, you know, Jay and Frank in the back, and everybody's sound and music and hospitality. The people working on the Peace Walk, we're already working on the gala that's coming up. There's just so much. And by the way, we're bringing in applicants, and people are interviewing and receiving applications. And so there's so much going on. It's like our workload kind of has doubled or tripled while we don't have a minister. And you know what? We're fine. We are absolutely fine. So thank you all. And I can't go on with the service without welcoming some special friends who are here with us today, Morgan and Cynthia Barkley, who are here. For those of you who may not know, if you're newer to our ministry, Reverend Morgan and Reverend Cynthia were on staff here at Unity on the River. Cynthia did such a fabulous job setting up our chaplains and with such great structure and training that Carol has continued. And Morgan with just such a great job with the infrastructure. And we certainly have missed you and just love seeing you back with us today. So welcome. So we are Unity on the River. We are a center of joy, oneness, transformation, inspiration, and spirit-centeredness. And there's one other inspiration, spirit-centered, oneness, joy, and peace. Peace this week. We're just going to add that one. So let's take those core values, inspiration, spirit-centeredness, joy, transformation, and oneness. Take that into your heart and feel the energy of our core values as we say our mission together. We are a vibrant spiritual community that celebrates the presence in all and awakens humanity to its divinity. And our vision statement, centered in love, we joyously co-create a world of oneness, peace, and harmony. That is who we are. So in that energy, we'd like to welcome anyone that might be visiting with us for the first time today, anyone who wants to be recognized. So if this is your first visit to Unity on the River today, if you would just raise your hand so we could recognize you, and someone from our welcome team will bring you a flower. John, there's a gentleman over here. Thank you. Anyone else who's visiting with us for the first time today? Great. Good morning. There's a John over here. There's a lady who's... If you would just raise your hand again, in the back didn't see you. So welcome. Thank you for being with us. Anyone else who's with us today for the first time? Okay, great. Well, please know that we welcome all paths to God, and we are so glad that you are here visiting with us this morning. We hope that you'll return and get to know us a little bit better. Someone from our welcoming team will probably come up and say hello to you after church today, and then any of us that are here, if you have questions about our ministry, there's going to be a lot happening out there after church. Please join us for fellowship and for our sacred service fair, and thank you for being with us. We do appreciate your presence today. Also want to welcome everyone who's with us on live streaming today. Let's say hello to those who are live streaming. For those of you who may not know that, if you are not able to be here on a Sunday, I was just away for 2.5 months. I spent my summer in upstate New York on the St. Lawrence River, which was lovely. It's great to be back, but I so appreciated that we are a live streaming church because I went to church almost every Sunday, and it was just great. Yeah. So welcome to our streamers. So we have some celebrations and invitations this morning. Reverend Carol, if you would please join us for our celebrations and invitations.
I stand in the presence. Namaste. Well, hi, Ogun, again. I just wanted to go over the schedule this morning. It's a little different from most of our candidate Sundays because we have the Sacred Service Fair going on. So right after service, we have a really delicious lunch. We have barbecued chicken, vegetarian lasagna. We have a vegan dish, so please join us. And we're going to eat about an hour, and then it's the Sacred Service Fair itself. So you'll see tables set up throughout hospitality, the bookstore, but don't forget to go outside because many of the tables are there. We just didn't have room for all the dining tables and the Sacred Service tables. It's an opportunity to sign up, or really just to talk to team leaders about what volunteer work they do here. And if you talk to somebody, you get another leg. So it's really important. You don't have to sign up. You just, visit. the fair itself has many different locations. So, for example, the Board of Trustees is in the bookstore. PowerPoint is also in the bookstore. Hospitality is in hospitality. And Youth and Family, if you wanted to check in with them, there's actually face painting today and balloony art. So, please feel free. You don't have to be 5 to go. Just go visit and you can get your face painted. And I wanted to ask any team leaders, anybody helping in the kitchen, when the children come in at the end of the service, that's your cue. You may go out and start eating and helping, okay? I wanted to mention that we have some question. Yes, they will. And the chaplain team and the prayer shawl team. There's a lot of us. We have signs. Yeah. And the green team. I could stay for an hour and tell you the teams, but I'm not going to. Okay. I did want to mention that we have some reserved parking spots here, handicap spots. I would ask that you not park in those if you're not a handicapped vehicle. And also at our gala and auction, there were parking spaces bid on. People paid a lot of money and contributed to Unity on the River. So we ask that you not park in those spots unless you're one of those people. Okay, thank you. Oh, surveys. I wonder if that's in there. I'm going to talk about it. So, ministerial candidates, you have an opportunity to fill out a survey on each candidate. If you can't be here at service, all of our services are streamed. All of their workshops are streamed. Also, there's forms. If you go to unityontheriver.org, you will find these surveys. Now, these are for you to take notes so you don't forget each candidate. And then on the 28th of this month, we will give you the grand survey. It will be SurveyMonkey or in paper. We also have these in paper here. Today's service, if you want to look at it, is in your program. Okay? Thank you.
So thank you, Carol. That was so short. I wasn't quite ready to come back. We've been listening. Less announcements, have it be shorter. All right, good. So I just want to say one more thing about the Sacred Service Fair today. First of all, Carol and Jane and Diane and Seth, thank you for all the work that you've put into it. But for you all, what I want you to know is we do this because we often have a lot of new congregants who come to Unity on the River, and there's always kind of that question in your mind of like, I'd kind of like to get involved and I'd like to plug in someplace in the ministry, but I don't know how and I don't know who to ask. So today really is the opportunity for you to hear about all of the different ways for you to be a part of this ministry in co-creating this ministry. And you want to look to see where are you most called to serve? What interests you? The flower ministry or the hospitality ministry or the PowerPoint ministry. We have so many ways that people participate and create community. Sacred service really is about knowing yourself in community and being a part of the co-creation of our spiritual oneness together. So spend some time today, talk to the different people who are already involved in it, and really decide for yourself where you want to plug in. Okay? So this is the time in our service that we greet one another in love. We normally say namaste, the divine in me greets the divine in you, or simply I see you. But today, because of our Sacred Service Fair and the talk today being on the Ho'oponopono practice, I thought we would greet one another today with aloha. So the divine in me greets the divine in you. I see you, and aloha. Aloha. Feel free to greet one another. Okay, good. I won't.
morning,
You're not on
everybody.
yet.
Woo-hoo. It's good to see you all again. And I am very happy to introduce Lisa Plumley Zimfer and Chris Zimfer today.
Thank
They're our guest artists today.
you. So in regard more to forgiveness, sometimes forgiveness happens on a very deep and subtle level. And we want to do this song in remembering Robin Williams. Nice. Sister song. Nice. Forgiveness.
Shine on, drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Your sister and me have a set of keys, so don't worry your head about a thing. Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Your sister and me will keep your place clean, so it's shining when you finally come home. Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Your sister and me will keep your place clean, so it's shining when you finally come home. Drive on, my special one. Don't you stop till you know you're gone. Don't you stop till you know you're gone.
Thank you, Chris and Lisa. It's beautiful. It's amazing how eclectic the music selections are here at this church. It's just incredible. So thank you. So let's prepare ourselves to receive the message today from Reverend Ogun Holder. In some ways, Reverend Ogun needs very little introduction. He's been here many times before. But let me say a few words for those of you who have perhaps not had the opportunity to be with Reverend Ogun. So Reverend Ogun is a humorous and engaging speaker. He speaks all around the country, and he is also the executive director of a ministry called Unity for All, which is primarily an online nonprofit ministry of global transformation through spiritual education, empowerment, and engagement. He also serves as the associate minister of Unity of Gaithersburg in the Washington, D.C. metro area, where he serves with his wife, Reverend Jennifer. So among his many titles, Ogun could be known as a speaker, a teacher, an author, an online radio show host, a blogger, a musician, a husband, a parent, a social media consultant, and a self-proclaimed geek. His first full-length book, Rants to Revelations, and unabashedly honest reflections on life, spirituality, and the meaning of God, was published by Unity Books in the fall of 2012. And then a year after that, he launched Rants to Revelations radio show on Unity Online Radio Network. It's a really fun show, and for those of you who don't know, Unity does have its own online radio. You can pull it up anytime on your computer and listen to really fabulous Unity programming. So originally from Barbados, Ogun moved to the U.S. in 1994 to pursue a music therapy degree, and he went on to have to work in the music therapy field. He's also an experienced church music director, having served in multiple Unity communities in that fashion. So he does currently live in the D.C. area with his wife and beautiful daughter named Joy. You can connect with Ogun, read his blog, listen to his talks at ogunholder.com, but right now you can listen to him right here at Unity on the River, Reverend Ogun Holder.
Aloha. You know, that also means goodbye, so I'm not sure if you're telling me hello or... But as I just found out, when we say it in the goodbye way, it simply means to stay in the presence of the person. I gotta let you know that every time I have been here and left here, I've taken your presence with me and stayed in it. So it also always feels like a homecoming when I return. The number one question that people have been asking, I know we're going to do a Q&A later, but let me just get the number one question out of the way so that nobody has to worry about it later. You're from Barbados. What are you going to do about the cold? If every Sunday's Hawaiian Sunday, it'll be all right. We bring the warmth with us, okay? Congratulations on being the first people to get me into open-toed shoes under 70 degrees. And by the way, when my 14-year-old daughter heard I was wearing open-toed shoes, she says, "We gotta paint your toenails." So yes, there is no limits to which I will go. Just letting you know that. It's perfect timing. It's perfect timing that it is your Sacred Service Sunday, and the theme is the Hawaiian theme, because the message that was on my heart to share and in my consciousness at the time was this Hawaiian message of ho'oponopono. And ho'oponopono is this ancient Hawaiian forgiveness process. It's more than forgiveness, though. There's no actual real transliteration for the word. What it really means is, here's some ideas of what it means: to put to right, to put to order, to revise, adjust, amend, regulate. It's the ancient process that when people in families had disputes or disconnections, this is what they employed to bring it back to a state of harmony. It's a forgiveness process. It's a love process. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, talked about love as the great harmonizer. This is what ho'oponopono is about, bringing harmony. And how it became known really to the rest of the world from that small, tiny group of islands is through the work of Dr. Hugh Lan. See, about 30-some years ago, there was a clinic at the state hospital in Hawaii for the mentally insane. This place was where the worst of the worst went. Think of a crime that people were ruled mentally unstable enough, and this is where they went. It was a bleak place. It was a place where the staff turnover was not yearly, but monthly, sometimes even weekly. It was a place where the prisoners were in such a state of despair that for the most part they were kept indoors and shackled. Someone who worked there said it was such a horrible place that when they tried to paint the walls, the paint wouldn't even stay on the walls. The energy was just despair. And then along comes Dr. Hugh Lan. And he was an interesting fellow. You know, he would walk in, kind of all a little bit cheerful. He'd show up late to work. He'd sit in his office all day, and all he'd do is ask to see the files of the patients. And when he first showed up, you know, the nurses and the people who worked at this hospital were like, you know, oh, great, here comes another guy who's going to roll in with all his newfangled ideas and is going to try and implement change, and then in about 2 months he's going to suddenly mysteriously get a better job somewhere else and take off and leave us here. And, you know, they didn't take much notice of him. And then when he would just sit in his office all day, they were like, oh, well, there's no hope for this guy. But then they began to notice after a few months something happening. All of a sudden, the gardens that were in the prison compound that were just overrun with weeds, all of a sudden, someone was pulling those weeds and planting stuff. The tennis courts that had fallen into disrepair were suddenly being cleaned up, lines repainted, and staff started playing tennis again. And suddenly some of the prisoners were playing tennis, and they were finding that a lot of the prisoners who needed to be shackled all the time were suddenly not needing to be anymore, and they needed less drugs to keep them sedated, and they were outside enjoying the time with the staff as well. And then they noticed that the prisoners needed to be admitted to this clinic for shorter and shorter periods of time, and some of them were actually leaving because their state had improved so much. In fact, within 4 years, there were so few prisoners at this clinic that it made no financial sense to keep it open, and they closed it. And along the way, as these improvements were happening, the attitude was changing, and the paint was staying on the wall, they would ask, well, what was different? And they realized that the difference was this man. And they would ask him, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're not sitting with the prisoners. You're not talking to them hardly ever. What are you doing? He says it's the practice of ho'oponopono. He sat in his office with the file of the prisoner and looked at that, held them in his heart, and said the 4 steps of this ancient ritual. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. This was all he did. This was all he did. This is the practice of ho'oponopono. You know, in unity, we talk a good game. We talk about oneness, and we want to transform the world. We talk about being connected with everyone. But what do we actually do about it? What do we actually do about it? Fair warning, this may not be a pleasant feel-good talk. It may not be. Because we are called to a higher responsibility of transformation. And transformation isn't just about coming here on Sundays and meditating at home and connecting with each other in the places we feel safe and comfortable. It's about taking it to another level. One of the ways we start can be with this Ho'oponopono process. The first step, I am sorry. This is the hardest one, because when we can get this one, the rest are simple. I am sorry. It's not apologizing the way we usually say. When we say, I'm sorry to somebody else, it's usually because we're maybe admitting we did something wrong or a real not feeling empathy for the situation they're going through. In this case, I am sorry is acknowledging a level of responsibility. A level of responsibility that this world that we live in is the way it is because we live in it. We are all, on some level of consciousness, responsible. Now, when I say responsible, I don't mean it's our fault. There's a difference between responsibility and blame. There's a very distinct difference between responsibility and blame. Blame and fault and guilt is, I did it. No, responsibility is that this is under my charge. Our third unity principle, we create our life experiences with our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It works on the individual level, and it works on the mass consciousness level. Again, Unity's co-founder Charles Fillmore talked about this over 100 years ago when he talked about the race consciousness, and he didn't mean race in terms of ethnicity. He was talking about the human race, that we are individuals, but as a collective group of people, there's a consciousness that vibrates through us as a collective as well. And if we truly believe these teachings, what we hold in our consciousness, both as an individual and as a group, that is what we will see in front of us. So that I am sorry is simply saying, I acknowledge that I am part of the collective consciousness that has created this world that you are in. I'm sorry. It's the beginning of the shift in consciousness. I am sorry. Please forgive me. What does it mean to forgive? Forgive, when we look at that word, it really means to give another feeling, experience, thought for what we are experiencing. I'd like to say that I experience a feeling of deep, profound love every moment of every day. I'd be lying to you if I said I did. So I'm not going to lie to you. But I don't. Things happen to knock me off my center sometimes. I had a perfect experience of this yesterday morning, and as I was driving over to the workshop yesterday morning, it's 10 a.m., I'm in the convertible, the top's not down. Thank you, Jen, by the way, for lending me your car. I'm in the Mustang convertible, but the top's not down because I'm not that brave. And it hadn't quite warmed up yet. But I'm driving, and I got a visit from what I like to call my fraud complex committee. You know the fraud complex. Some of you may not have this, God bless you, some of us do. And my fraud complex is one day they're going to figure out they don't know what I'm talking about, and then it's over. I don't know who they are, but they are going to find out. So my fraud complex committee paid me a visit and said, what if nobody shows up to your workshop? And I was like, well, hey, fraud complex committee, I haven't seen you for a while. Where you been? Welcome back. And we had a dialogue on the way over. I've learned how to talk with them because here's why. My fraud complex is never going to go away. It's never, ever going to go away because it's embedded in me somehow, somewhere along the line. And we talked about this a lot at the workshop. If you didn't make the workshop yesterday, I think it's archived online. Go take a look at it. What we talked about was when we were like yay high, we received messages, whether they were intentionally sent or this is how we interpreted them, that taught us how to deal with the world. And for some reason, that's a message that I picked up, that message of insecurity. And it's never going to go away, but I have learned how to befriend it. I've learned how to reframe it. I've learned how to give myself another experience and thought for it. I've learned how to forgive it. So yesterday when the fraud complex committee was saying, hey, what if nobody shows up at your workshop? What's that saying about you? I said to my committee, I've been here before. I've given 2 workshops. People know what they're getting with me. I don't blame them for sleeping in. I would too. So it may be the highest form of compliment if they don't show up to my workshop. Thank you very much. Please forgive me is shifting to a place of saying, I'm going to give another emotional, mental, physical, consciousness, spiritual experience for what this is. So where you may experience fear, you begin to give love. Where you may have experienced lack, you begin to give thoughts of abundance. This is the forgiveness shift. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Love is one of these words we throw around a lot in unity. Like we throw it around so much that I think it's lost meaning. We throw it around like when people ask, how you doing? I'm fine. Love has become fine. Love is the new fine. You know, they say 40 is the new 50 and 30 is the new 40. Love is the new fine. Because we throw that word around so much. What is it to truly love? Truly love is to realize that we're coming from that place where behind what things look like, behind the fear, behind the violence, behind everything, we truly believe, we truly believe that there is only one. Oneness. Godness. And if there is only oneness, then it's us too. That's our first unity principle. When we say God is absolutely good, everywhere present, what we're saying is, in the back of all things, there's oneness. And no matter what we do it from that consciousness. Unity author Eric Butterworth, perhaps my favorite quote of all time, he says, we don't pray to God, we pray from the consciousness of God. We make that realization that all our thoughts, our beliefs come from a place of knowing that behind all things is that power and that presence that is ultimately uniting us, making us one, bringing harmony, love, the great harmonizer. So when we say in this Ho'oponopono process, I love you, we are recognizing that we are ultimately in that oneness with you. And if there is only one, then there is nothing else but it. There is no me, there is no you. In the back of everything is simply God. And we're in that too. We are that too. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And thank you. Gratitude. We all know about the power of gratitude to transform our lives. Gratitude is simply that which allows us to see the good that has always been there. When we give thanks, we don't have to look for the good. The good's there. The good's always been there. Hello, good, everywhere present. It's always there. But we forget to notice it sometimes because everything else looks a little scarier. And other people look a little scarier. And the things they do are a little scarier. And the package we ordered from Amazon went on the wrong doorstep and we didn't get it in time and we get upset. Good is there. It's amazing what throws us off our center. This is what Dr. Len did. He sat in his office. Every patient. He repeated those 4 statements. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. When we talk about transforming the world, it literally starts in our consciousness. Let's practice. I got an idea. Let's practice that right now. It's good enough to say these things. I could say these things till I'm blue in the face, but let's actually do it right now. So I want you to think of a situation. We'll make it easy. Think of somebody else's situation. Let's leave ourselves out of this. Let's not do this to ourselves just yet, to warm up. So it could be a situation with a loved one. It could be a situation on the news. It could be a situation on the other side of the world. I don't know. Think of something. Think of something. Something that, in your opinion, there seems to be an absence of the presence of God. We know there's not, but it just looks that way. And if you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes and just allow yourselves to breathe into your heart space. Your heart space, that's like the symbolic, metaphorical center of your being. Allow your breath to bring you down there. And hold in this situation in your mind and in your consciousness. First, we say, I am sorry. Acknowledging that as part of the human race, as part of the consciousness of this planet, we are in this too. And it's our responsibility, it's our sense of stewardship. And it may be our fears, and it may be our embedded messages that help contributed to this consciousness that led to this less than pleasant experience. We're in it too. So we say, I'm sorry. Let's just sit with that for a moment. Hold that situation in your mind. Breathe into it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I acknowledge my part in this, and I am ready to transform my thinking and my consciousness. I'm ready to see a different experience for me and for you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Breathe into that forgiveness energy. I love you. I now see you from a place of the divine love, the divine harmony, the divine oneness. That there's no difference, ultimately, between me and you. That the divine is fully present at every point in the universe. The point of me and the point of you, the point of this situation. There is divine love. I love you. Thank you. With the energy of open-hearted gratitude that you and this situation are in my life also to allow me to shift. See the gift that this is. I see that it is mine and my responsibility to shift me so that we can shift this. Sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. You're welcome to open your eyes. And here's the great thing about Ho'oponopono. The other person doesn't need to know you're doing it. It's probably better if they don't. Don't call them and tell them. Because truly, that's just your ego needing attention. Don't call them and tell them. See, you're going through a hard time. Don't worry. I'm Ho'oponopono in you. No. No. Not necessary. There's only one. They'll feel it. So here's your homework. You didn't know I was giving you homework, but you have homework. Here's your homework. Go practice this. Go practice this. Go live this. And you're going to be amazed at what happens to you. Because there's the other thing. You want to go home, you want to practice, and then you're going to look in the paper and see where the thing got fixed. This is about you. This is about transforming ourselves. Because when we transform, if each and every one of us transform our consciousness, does it not follow the whole world will be transformed? Yeah. So this is about us. And then we take it from this inner experience and we bring it into the outer experience of action. And this is what sacred service is about. Sacred service, I know today is our sacred service fair, and it's not about the church trying to get volunteers and trying to get free labor out of you. This is not what it's about, okay? I know some of you are thinking that. I was a congregant once, too. That's what I thought. It's not about that. Through processes like Ho'oponopono, through sacred service, this is how we discover the best of ourselves. When we look in the Bible at Jesus, who in unity we look to as our way shower, not the great exception, but the great example, he was clear about being in service and receiving service. He not only washed his disciples' feet, but he allowed his feet to be washed as well. He not only broke bread with the disciples, but he fed 5,000. When we step into service, selfless, thankless service. Because that's the other thing. We know we want to be thanked. We know we want to be recognized. Look what I did. I've been on this team for so long. Look what I did. When we step into selfless, thankless service, our hearts get cracked open. And people say, yeah, your heart cracked open so the light can come in. No, the heart cracks open so the light can get out. That's why we serve. So our light can get out and illuminate some of the dark corners of this world. Ho'oponopono, sacred service. That's how we do our third unity principle, creating our life through our experiences. It's not about just, having magical thoughts. There's no magic in this. That third unity principle has sometimes been abbreviated as thoughts held in mind produced after their kind. If I had it my way, we would just strike that from our lexicon. When I change and shift my consciousness, that's where it starts. When I shift my consciousness, everything in me will change. And when everything in me changes, everything around me changes. And I see everything differently, experience everything differently. And when I experience you differently, you are also transformed. That's what that third principle is saying. So you have homework, you also have a present day assignment. I'm just piling stuff on you, aren't I? So you have your homework, but your assignment today is take the few minutes to go see how you can be of service. Not because the church needs it, not because things got to get done. Do it for you. Do it to transform you. Do it to open your heart. Do it to step into the discomfort of it. We don't often like the discomfort, but in the discomfort is where the transformation happens. Do it for the discomfort of it. Because let's all admit, we're working with other people. It's going to get messy. Everything would be perfect if there were no people involved. But we don't have that luxury. We gotta work with other people, and it's gonna get messy. But you know what? That's when the miracles happen. The miracles happen in the messiness of life. So go do some forgiveness work. Go get messy serving other people. Aloha. I got it. So we're going to step into time of meditation. I know I took you in a kind of a mini one earlier, but you can't ever spend too much time in the silence, right? So if you're comfortable, I'm going to invite you to ground both feet on the floor, get the purses, the books, the bulletins, all that stuff out your laps. Perhaps let your hands just rest on your lap. If you're comfortable with the palms up, symbolic gesture of openness, of receptivity, of surrender to Spirit. We're going to sing into meditation right now.
Thank you. In this holy moment, I'm awakening, opening my eyes, no more sleeping. There's no separation, God is everything. I'm living in the love that is the truth. And I'm lifted up as I surrender. And there is only one love. And I am awakening. I am awakening.
There is only one love. There's only one power, one presence. There is only one. Allow yourselves to sink into that truth. With each breath, bringing your attention and intention into that one truth. There's only one love. There is only one God. There's only one. If you will, envision that truth as a small ball of light deep within the center of your being. That small ball of light is there. Waiting to shine its rays out. So as we breathe, allow ourselves simply to envision ourselves just opening, hairline crack by hairline crack. The outer shells of fear and resistance and embedded messages and wishing it was different and blame. With each breath, see those within us gently cracking open so that that light of truth within begins to seep out. With each breath, that light intensifies and grows. With each breath, we widen those cracks. This is our life's journey. This is why we are here. To allow that light of truth, that there is only one love, there's only one God, that there is only one. To infuse every corner of our being, every corner of this world. Till there is just light. One love, one God, one. Let us take this into the silence. One love, one God, one. One love, one God, one. We return our attention to this time and this place and with each other. We take this with us, this deeper truth, this deeper knowing, this experience of our inner reality becoming our outer experience. One love, one God, one. And so it is.
Has opened all the doors surrender. And there is only one love, and I am awakening. How I'm awakening.
We affirm that the one love, the one power has received these prayers in this prayer box. We know and affirm that all is unfolding exactly according to the right and perfect outpicturing of our consciousness. And it is in that loving energy that we receive the prayers in these prayer box, and it is also in that loving energy that we invite you now to call together the names of the people who are not here with you, those that you want to bless with this loving energy, and bring them into this space. If you'd say their names together now out loud. As we bless these beloved beings, we bless the prayers in this prayer box, and we thank you, God, for the blessings on this community. And so it is.
And I'm lifted up as I surrender. There is only one love, and
Thank you, Lisa. Who wrote that? Wow. I thought so. That's extraordinary. We should use that. You should publish that. Yeah, that's really an incredible song. Thank you. Let's just say that together. I am awakening. I am awakening. We are awakening. We are awakening. It's powerful energy, isn't it? Ogun, who wrote that talk?
I forgot to mention one thing. I made a little gift for you. In your bulletin, you're going to find a Ho'oponopono card. That's simply a reminder. Stick it in your purse. You can trim it a little bit, stick it in your wallets, gentlemen. If you want, hang it from the dashboard of the car. Paste it to the dashboard of your car. Do what you want with it, but but sticking on the back of your iPhone. There you go. But take this as a reminder that when the cosmic 2x4 hits you, when the unexpected happens, when you see the things that may just like paralyze you with I don't know what to do what this says at the front of the card. Keep calm and do the Ho'oponopono and shift. Begin the shift. Thank you.
Let's give another thank you to Ogun Holder. It was a wonderful talk. Wonderful talk. Such a blessing. So this is the time in our service where we have been spiritually fed and we have received, and now it is our opportunity to look within and to choose to give through the blessings and the receiving of our tithes and offerings. And as you are preparing your tithe and offering, let us just also introduce our chaplains. If the chaplains would please stand if you can and be recognized. And these fine souls are holding the sacred space for us today at this service, and they are also available to pray with you after services today. If you've come in with anything on your heart, a care or concern or a joy and a celebration that you would like held in prayer, please see one of these fine souls, and they will hold sacred space with you in prayer. Thank you, chaplains. So let's say the blessings. Hi, Bri. You always know when Brian is coming into that sacred space, right? You and me, bro. You and me. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. So with that, let's say the blessings of the tithes and offerings together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. If our ushers would please receive the offering.
Brian's going to do the Hawaiian version of Over the Rainbow for us.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dreamed of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dreamed of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind. Oh, me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, why then, oh, why can't well, I see trees of green and I see red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I'll think to myself, what a wonderful world. You guys know this, don't you? Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white, the brightness of day, but I like the dark, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind. Oh, me, where troubles melt like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dream that you dare to, why then, oh, why can't I?
Thank you, Brian. And it is in that loving energy, that rainbow energy, that we receive the blessing of these tithes and offerings. We thank you, sweet Spirit, for the generous hands and hearts, for the love that's been given forth with these offerings. We see them being carried out with rainbow energy to bless this work, to bless this ministry, and do the will and the work of Holy Spirit. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Annika. We have a brief moment here to talk a little bit about the Peace Walk that we have coming up. And where'd she go? Oh, honey, I thought you came up. Our beloved board member is coming up to be with us. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you.
Elaine. I love you anyway. Okay. I've been asked to give a testimony about my walk with the walk. And so there's a mission statement for the walk, and it's on the website. To create a community event that engages the community, the greater community of Amesbury, in a dialogue about peace and how citizens of this community can endeavor to create peace in their own lives. So I'd like you to take a moment and close your eyes for me and picture a beautiful autumn day at the park. We got rolling green hills, and we've got beautiful autumn leaves falling on the ground. And we have about 150 people wearing identical t-shirts, all walking and talking and laughing down a quiet, peaceful road. Can you see them? And they're all talking about something pretty big, pretty special. They go around a loop and they come back to the park, and we have music, and we have food, and we have games. And everybody's still talking about peace. And the kids are playing and they're laughing. Can you see it? Sammy's there. Sammy doesn't even need a t-shirt. The t-shirt's yellow, but Sammy's yellow, so it doesn't matter. We got a snail in the walk, and he's leading us. When I had this idea, I didn't understand all that it meant. I thought a fundraiser, exchange of energy, creating a conversation with a larger community about peace, exposure for unity, being a beacon of light. I didn't realize what it would mean to the community and how the big community is. So I set up my page on the website, and I sent out 28 emails to various people, friends of mine, who are not in this room, who are not connected to Unity. So I got 3 donations the other day. I got one from my friend in New Mexico. I got a donation from my ex-husband. and that was a blessing. And I won't go into that. And I got a donation from a casual friend. So I sent him a little text message, and I thanked him. And he said, you know, you seem surprised that I sent a donation. He goes, why wouldn't I support the event? It's a great cause. And it was like, it just hit me. It just finally hit me. This is so much more than I initially thought. Watch the news. Has anybody watched the news lately? What's on it? We've got some war, we've got road rage, we've got school violence. And people are hearing these messages every day, and they feel helpless, and they want to do something, and they don't know what to do. So you send them an email, and they can push some buttons, and they can take out their credit card, and they can do something, and they can feel good. So the opportunity is that they can either go on the walk with us and be present and participate and have a great day in the fall. They can talk about something important to everyone. We can raise consciousness. We can raise support and funds and energy for Sammy, the kindness guy, to speak in the community. We give people the opportunity to feel they're doing something positive and raise their vibration. To set the stage for this to grow, we are planting seeds this year. So, if you can't walk the distance as far as 3.5 miles, that's okay. You can come and walk at the park, go 100 feet up the road, turn around, come back. I don't care. If you can't walk at all and it's too much to do that, then look on the website. Sammy's on there. Sponsor Sammy. Get some friends and family the opportunity to participate. Get on the website, set up your page, send out some emails. I spent 2 hours on my couch with my laptop sending out 28 emails. I've raised $300 in 2 hours. That's not bad. How many of you can commit to spending 2 hours sitting on your couch next week? I can do it again. I don't see any hands, but that's okay. I'm going to let you think about it. There you go. There's one. We got one over there. Maura's setting up her page. So it's very important. And I know that you all know that it's not enough that we know the truth. We must live it. So thank you.
I'll be very brief. A quick question. Yeah, I'm going to make an announcement on that. Okay? Sacred Service Fair, just 3 points real quick. We have a 50-50 raffle. I'm going to ask Ogun if he would draw the winner at the beginning of the Q&A. Okay. That means there's still ample opportunity to buy 50-50 tickets. We have $400 right now. So, thank you. Thank you. Also, I'm going to ask the choir if you could bring your chairs once again outside and around. That would be very helpful. We'll use it for dining. And we're going to eat first before the fair begins. So, just enjoy yourselves, relax, have something to eat, and we'll let you know when the fair's ready to go. Okay. Next Sunday, or next weekend, we have another candidate. It's our third candidate. Her name is Reverend Kathleen Mckenna. Same format, workshop Saturday at 10, guest speaker on Sunday, luncheon, meet and greet, and then the Q&A. And we give you this information in your packet. If you want to do some research, Google her, kind of look at a video and get a little bit acquainted before she comes. That would be great. And remember, you can stream it if you can't make the service. All right, is there one more? I believe it was on the walk itself. I just want you to be aware that the board is set up in hospitality, and they have a computer, and they're going to teach you how to go in if you want to sponsor someone. I know Sammy the Snail has a team and is looking for sponsors, so they'll help you out. Thank you.
Thank you. We're grateful to everyone that's been working on the walk, and also everyone who contributes to our ministry here, the music team, the choir, the chaplains, the prayer team, the board of trustees, the admin. Is Diane here? I just want to acknowledge many of you don't get to meet our office manager because she doesn't often come on Sundays. Diane, would you please stand up? Thank you. So many of you who have ever called here or needed anything from the church during office hours, Diane Puglielli is our office manager and really the rock and the cornerstone of a lot of what goes on behind the scenes here. So I wanted to acknowledge you. So thank you. And I believe let's welcome in. Oh no, we're going to do another song. Let's sing a little bit more.
Lisa and Chris are coming back. They're going to do
Before
this
we do,
train.
can we please give Reverend Ogun a hand? We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today. We got
a train.
Here we go.
This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. Well, this train bound for glory, and there ain't no need for righteous order. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train don't carry no gamblers, this train. This train don't carry no gamblers, this train. This train don't carry no gamblers, liars, thieves, and big shot ramblers. This train bound for glory, this train. Well, now this train don't carry no liars, this train. This train don't carry no liars, this train. This train don't carry no liars, steal life, a midnight flyer, this train, bound for glory, this train. This train don't carry no phony, this train. This train don't carry no phony, this train. Well, now this train don't carry no phony, this train. Left a life alone, and now this train, bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. Well, now, this train is bound for glory, and there ain't no need for righteous order. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory. I said this train. Bound for glory.
Give it up for Lisa and Chris.
And Steve
The Unity Band
on those drums. Reverend Ogun, thank you so much.
Let's welcome in our youth and family ministries.
We are walking at the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking. Oh, we are walking at the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking. Oh, we are walking at the light of God.
in the luau spirit too. Today we worked on I am statements. Some of us said, I am a powerful soccer player. I am persistent. I am God. I am energetic. I am musical. I am strong. And I am lively were some of our awesome answers. And we had a great day.
Happy Hawaiian Day. Aloha. I just wanted to add a couple other things that we did. Thanks to Catherine Erickson, she brought in a volcano for the older kids to work on. So they started creating a volcano, and next week we're going to paint it and have an explosion, a volcano explosion. And the little ones worked on their I am. They created sculptures and things out of clay, stars and hearts, and we had a lesson I am as well. So thank you, enjoy. Remember, Youth Ed is in, during the Sacred Service Fair is in Youth Ed. We have the Balloon Man and we have face painting. Yay.
Great, thank you, Christina. Let's rise and sing our peace song as we close our service today. Reverend Ogun, if you want to come with me. Surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and we are richly blessed. So I said this morning as we gathered, those of us who are here in sacred service before church gather to bless the space and to bless the church, and we do a prayer.